Wow. I thought I was just going to go live. Just stumbling around it's like every place I'm at this morning, I'm stumbling around. But you know what I like about young people is that they almost communicate this thing, that it's okay, just it's a part of you being you. That's what I've learned from young people streaming on Twitch. Just bring your vibe. Just be you. Bring that vibe, and we'll be and everything will be solid. um, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just maximizing my screens here. This is going to be a bit quicker. So for those of you that have seen these before, I believe they're. I'll have to check this out, but I'll have to look on in my videos and see if the Today Better Way is in there. If not, then this is the first one. I'm just testing it out. This one is going to be live. Today a Better Way. So Today a Better Way is a Families Anonymous publication. But before I get to that, I just want to kind of give you some background on who I am. And I'm new to YouTube Live, and I'm trying to get over to Twitch, which I failed miserably at. But I just feel like right now in this time of human history, that the light that I have needs to be shared, and the same goes for you. There are things that we can be sharing with one another, and you can't hide this light anymore. Creator is called in Scripture the Father of heavenly lights. So you and I, He lights us, and I'm exercising a Dakota value, and I'm sharing it with you. Where we tend to be known, the richest man in the tribe, back in the old ways, ancestral ways, before the frontier pushed really to the west, and we had these things. A man was known by how much he gave away. That's how good you knew a man was, is how much he gave away. He was exercising this Dakota value. So I just remembered. I I'm going to share this link on Facebook, or yeah, on Facebook. So please bear with me, and then I'll continue to share what I feel I need to share. Okay, let me see. I got to copy this link. Share. All right. um, Sorry for all the. I got a what do they call it? Mechanical keyboard. That's probably why it's so loud. Sorry. So okay, I'm just gonna post that. Okay, done my part. All right. So today, better way, and this whole thing. Why am I here? Why am I online? And let me close the door. Why am I online? What's the reason? Number one, the reason is like I said, Creator has given me has lit um, a fire within me, and I believe that it's that me hoarding it to myself is not right, and I need to share it. So I do that via Facebook Live. I do that down here, and then I'm trying to get over to Twitch. I just need to figure it out. So I don't know. I'm asking young people to help me do that because um, I don't know. They're just subject matter experts when it comes to going through those doors. But so today, a better way. I want to share with you this Families Anonymous publication, and I have. I'm just going to read it, and for those of you that are followers in believers in Jesus, I would just say exercise respectfulness now, and exercise uh, um, not a looking down as I share, because sometimes we tend to do that. I remember I used to do it, and that's why I know that this thought is out there, is because I would be like, all the answers are found in Christianity, and I would just be forceful about that and just turn people off. So I have since learned that that's not a good place to operate from. So I share Today a Better Way readings, this Families Anonymous publication. I share them from a personal point of view, in Al-Anon and in AA and NA, in most of these places where you can get support. A lot of times they'll say things like, you know, uh, take what you need and leave the rest behind, or they'll say things like, we're not trying to say do this or do that. We're just offering where we're at. That's what I'm doing. I'm offering more where I'm at. I was so excited to see that there was just these creative efforts that were beginning to be applied to the epidemic of the opioid crisis, and I was so excited. And then COVID-19 hit, and it's like we forgot about those that are struggling with addiction and their loved ones. We forgot about them. We just and I feel like this is me sharing light. So every day this has a reading in it, and I want to share this. It comes in hard, and this is a hard the hard copy. It comes in paperback. It comes in electronic version on, I think, Prime, and what's the other one? I think it's in Apple Books too. So but it is virtual. So today's reading is from December 11th, and its title is The Gift of Serenity. So I'm going to read it to you, and please forgive me when I read. It's like, I really wish I would have taken a course. So my oldest son took a course, and it was called Read Right, and people are like, "Oh my goodness, why would you bring that up?" Because they teach you how to read the right way. I feel like I was trained when I was younger to read fast, and what happens is that it doesn't come out right. So the more I do this, the better of a reader I will become. So you get to be a part of that, and you get to see that growth. So Today a Better Way, December 11th, The Gift of Serenity, and I just want to show you what it looks like. So if you can see there, that's what the readings look like. My book here is a little bit beat up. The spine is broken. But if you look, see, it has the date, the title, the Today I Will at the bottom, like a a thing to consider, or a thing to start doing, or whatever. But yeah, let me go ahead and get started, and then I'll just share with you where I'm at, how I'm experiencing or lacking, or this is a firm muscle for me that I'm working. So the gift of serenity. I believe that achieving serenity is the goal of the Families Anonymous program. Serenity is a wonderful inner gift that enables me to take life in stride. Along with the good, even the most difficult situations become manageable when I can count on my own serenity. But how can I get serenity and hold on to it? I slowly begin to have serenity when I try to keep contact with my higher power, not just for a short time during meditation, but all day, every day, as I go about my activities. I maintain serenity by referring frequently to the Families Anonymous literature to refresh my understanding of the 12 steps, those all important principles that guide my personal life. Living by the wisdom of the steps is particularly vital to my serenity. Today, I will claim and be grateful for my serenity, which is a gift that I cannot throw away. What? Excuse me. Let me grab a drink of water. Hopefully, I don't hit this mic boom. So this is where I'm at currently. How am I living this out in my working my program? So part of my story is that I, as of November 29th of 2000, I am in 20 years of sobriety, in 20 years of recovery. Um, I had a tremendously significant to me experience with Creator God, and like I know it's not this isn't the same for everyone, but um, because of that experience, because of what He did, I haven't picked up drinking, drug, and smoking. I haven't done any of that. So I think it was around 16. No, yeah, it was around 16 is when I knew that I was addicted, and then that addiction continued to the age of 27. So just full on, just being a drunk. And then my life before that was being around alcohol, being around alcoholics, being around people that were codependent, and all of that. So before before my addiction, I was experiencing these things, and then I had my own addiction. Then after, um, I still dealt with things, and then now I have loved ones that struggle with addiction, and I don't want to share their stories. I'm going to be really intentional not to share their stories unless they give me permission. Oh, sorry, I had to pop my back there. Um, so I don't want to share their stories because they're their stories. So and when I do share, it's going to be really vague, and it's going to try. I'm getting better at this, but it's going to apply only to me. So when I think of serenity, I think of like, some of the things that I've been really struggling with now is how does one meditate, or so like my son, and people will kind of roll their eyes at me when I talk about breathing being helpful to give serenity, and they're like, oh, you're just believing in Eastern religions and all that. No, just hear me out. My son, um one of my sons struggled with anxiety and panic attacks, and the doctor had told us as his parents, how to help him through those panic attacks, and they were breathing techniques. So that's what I want to highlight is breathing techniques. So he would just like, and then he would, and his heart rate was up, and he would just like, and it just compounded, and it was just hard. He would just, I never saw him pass out or anything, but he just close, and I would just be like, man, he's just like going through this hard thing, and I don't know what to do. So the doctor would say, have him breathe in through his nose and then out through his mouth. But you have to have him look at you when he's doing this. Sorry, my eyes for some reason are like, it's hard to focus. You ever get those things inside your, like your vision and it's blurry? That's what's going on right now. Um, but he's like, you got to help him focus. So I would be like, look at me. He would be going through one of these. I look at me, and then he would look at me, and he's like full on in it. And he had to trust that I'm there to help. And so he would be like, and I'm like, holy cow, he's gonna pass out soon here. I mean, I know what it's like when when I get lightheaded from breathing like that quick and shallow or whatever. And so I would say, look at me, breathe in through your nose. Come on, breathe in through your nose. And he would be like, out through your mouth. One more time. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And I would and sometimes it helped and sometimes it didn't. It wasn't a magic silver bullet for me or him, but it was it was a tool, it was a resource for him. So having been taught that because of my experience with him, I started applying it to my life when when I would be struggling with things that would make me anxious. And so when I think about serenity, and I think about like when in the reading here, and this person that wrote this is talking about maintaining serenity, and it's not about meditation. That's what came to mind was breathing. Some people, meditation is kind of like worrying, is how I've heard it said. Can't remember the person that said it. I want to say it was more so a philosopher. I didn't learn this in church circles or in spirituality, but maybe it was a philosopher, but just basically said that when you worry, actually when you meditate, it's just a positive form of worry. And I'm like, interesting. So the more I considered that, I was like, yeah. So when I'm meditating on a spiritual truth or a Families Anonymous reading or a 12-step program, a tradition or whatever, or a spiritual value or a cultural value, when I'm meditating on those things um, with the same effort that I put into worrying, there's a different outcome. So when I meditate, for some people, they incorporate spiritual things into it. So they'll breathe. So for instance, like they'll breathe in through their nose, they'll hold it, and they'll consider, or whatever, they'll lay in their favorite comfy chair and they'll consider, a scripture. That's how they've taken it on. People are like, oh, that's syncretism. Whatever helps you is going to help you, and just go through that door. Take what you need and leave the rest. In Al-Anon saying these cliches, but they're tremendously meaningful. But serenity is it takes some work. It takes some work for you and I to work in those places. And for me, I've been trying to understand in light of COVID-19 what it means to have serenity. And I think of like how COVID attacks the lungs and the respiratory system. And I think, well, if it's hard to breathe, how does one gain serenity? Then things need to, if physical is struggling right now, the thing I'll need to focus on is the spiritual. So I'll need to focus on who Creator God is. I'll need to focus on some encouragement or some exhortation I received, some fellowship, some some cultural teachings or whatever, but I need to focus on some of those things. I need to focus on some truths about who Creator is, that he is he is he operates in the spiritual. And even though my body is struggling for breath right now, I can still focus on him. I can focus about who he is and what he's done. And from from a Christian perspective, I can think about the good news. And when I'm feeling anxious, I can realize that it is now that I'm clothed with Jesus, and because I'm clothed with him, it's not on me. So I need to ask myself, if I'm getting anxious, that because I'm believing that it's my works that have connected me to Creator God. Um, and then I need to ask myself that in so many different places, like, where am I believing that God is looking at my behavior and just waiting to punish me, because that's not the truth. If Scripture is true, then that means that all of God's wrath was poured out upon Jesus, and that my sin was there. I'm just walking you through of like how I would, let's just say I'm in the hospital on a bed, and I'm trying to, and I'm being anxious because I can't breathe, and I feel like I'm not. Does anyone care about, like, my body feels like it's just struggling to breathe, and it's making me anxious, and but now my mind, I can just focus on Creator, like right now I'm just holding on to you. I don't know where else to go, and I just didn't, and I'm scared and I'm worried, and but Scripture says that you're my sure and great reward. And my friend always talks to me about, if he's the one that created us before the foundations of the world, then it all begins spiritually, and that affects everything else. Maybe that's why I need to connect with you and your promises, and then that will help me to understand that you're with me right now and that you're holding me up. It's just an example. And in Dakota way, like, I think about my culture and my people, and what can I learn, what can I learn about where I'm at. And maybe I just need people to, they already know that I'm in the hospital or something. This is just an example. They already know that I'm in the hospital, but maybe I need to reach out to somebody maybe text them, because it's like people that are in the hospital, they have their phones, they have their iPads and tablets available to them. Maybe I need to be texting somebody and sharing with them that I'm struggling to breathe, and then I want prayer, and I don't feel good, and I feel like a little bit of hopelessness right now. Well, that's kind of where I'm at. When I think about the gift of serenity, it just doesn't come through just breathing techniques. It comes more so in spiritual ways. I'm breathing in a scriptural truth, and when I exhale, I'm just really like considering, you know, I'm just sitting in it. He is the one that breathed the breath of life into my lungs, so he can give it to me in a spiritual sense right now. And what little maybe oxygen I'm taking in right now, he multiplies things, and every good gift that I have, he could take that small more amount of oxygen and just make it really spread and really utilize all of it, because with him all things are possible. When I think about what it means to to live that out as a man that has family members and friends that are struggling with addiction, um, I need to apply these things into my life. When I start feeling like my loved one's life is out of control, and because it's out of control, it's that chaos is affecting me, and it's making me worry about them, and I need to understand that I don't control anything. That I need to be reminded that the Creator controls it all, and that um, the one thing I can do is cry out to Him and ask Him to insert Himself into their situation, and Him teach them, and then Him work on me, and I realize that I can't be triggering them, and things like that, because we as a guy that has friends and family and loved ones that struggle with addiction, I tend to try to manage their life. It's this weird cycle, and that's what they mean by codependent, and they mean about enabling. We do certain things to try to control a situation, and we need to look at ourselves and understand that maybe it's because we were coming from this place, and there isn't peace in our life, and there isn't order in our life, and there's some things I will need to do. We'll need to take the plank out of our own eye to see clearly. And it's crazy that what we call Jesus Wanikia as Dakota people, the Redeemer. So I need to stop and just realize that what he's saying is that it begins with me, and so I need to. And if this body is temporary, that means that my soul, that my spirit is the thing that is the thing that continues through eternity. And and God Almighty is the one that is can just speak it. He spoke everything into existence. He's the one that can give and destroy. And so I need to realize um, that I need to focus on just doing what I can, and doing my best and forgetting the rest, like Tony Horton says. I think it's P90X. But so yeah, that's where I'm at. I was feeling a little bit anxious this past week, and a couple of times I just had to uh, utilize these breathing techniques that a doctor taught me to give to my son, but ultimately they helped me, because I would just lay there in my couch, and I would think about, oxygen's coming in, and the reason why I have that I'm able to breathe is because the breath of life has been given to me, and that my life began with Creator, and He will be the one that sustains me, and He will be the one that helps me, and I just need to remind myself of that. So that's kind of what comes to mind when I think of this Today a Better Way reading. I don't know where you're at. I sure hope that um, you're working your program. You're doing what you need to do to take care of you. Again, Today a Better Way. Um, Let me see so the glare isn't on there. Today a Better Way, and you can get it hardcover, paperback. You can get it on Kindle. You can get it on Apple Books, but it's very good, and I think you can get it online too, like through Families Anonymous. I'm not sure if it's like just they're just readings themselves, but yeah, that's this channel. Bobby Gray Eagle is going to have a lot of different things, um, and there might be readings from Courage to Change, Al-Anon publication. There might be spiritual perspectives where it comes from a Dakota, like who I am as a Dakota man, how that was taught to us young people. It might come from, because hey, look, I'm not gonna hide behind and be ashamed of my relationship with Creator God, and tell you and admit that I have a relationship with His Son, Jesus, and I'm not going to be ashamed of that. I'm going to be real. I'm going to heed what young people say and just be you, and I'm going to be me. If this isn't your cup of tea, man, go down the road. And I understand that there'll be people that don't agree with everything that I have to say, and there'll be people that want more, or there'll be people that are just going to be trolls and they're going to dog. I understand those things, but it still doesn't get me off the hook when it comes to giving these things, sharing my light with others, shining my light before others, because ultimately when I do that, God gets the glory. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. I'm just going to figure out how I'm going to start recording these videos. Maybe I need some more tech. I don't know if there's a way. If you know, man, post the link below or something, comment below. And if there's a way to, like, can I use this Logitech web streaming camera to record to my hard drive? Because I already have the audio, I already have the video here, and then I can post those videos later. I don't know, but it's just something that you could help me by helping stave off some of that learning curve. Because for me, I tend to go down into the weeds where I don't need to stay there that long. I could just be given if you do this and you do this and you do this, but watch this video, it'll give you those steps in a really, black and white point of view, and you'll be able to get going right away. So again, Today a Better Way, it was live, and I don't know. I'm not big into the numbers I used to be, and I'm still trying to recover from that. I used to be about numbers. If I didn't have a certain number of people watching or listening or whatever, then it was either deemed a success or a failure. And so yeah, I'm not going to live in that place anymore. I am going to live in a place where I am just I am shining my light, because that's what Jesus said. I didn't light a lamp to put it underneath a bed or a bench or under a basket. I lit a lamp. That's me. That's you. I lit a lamp to put on a stand so it may give light to the whole house. I believe that what he's saying to me in that moment is that I have light that needs to be shared, and every time I share it, I give glory and honor to Creator God, and that's what I desire to do. Is I want to bring Him um, honor and glory by sharing with you the light that I have. And if that means that I'm sharing my understanding of Today a Better Way, or Courage to Change, or whatever it is, whatever way he would have me share with you, that's what I'm going to do. So um, please extend to me grace as I learn through some of the technical side, and I just pray, I hold you into the light. I lift you to the Father too. So all of you that are watching right now, um, and just pray that your day goes well, and that Creator fills you with serenity today and peace, the peace that surpasses all understanding, and that you work on you. Don't worry about anything else. Do your best, forget the rest, and just keep moving forward. So I'm going to let you all go, and I will see you guys later. I know that typically streams go a bit longer, and I'll get there. The muscles get tighter. It's just that Today a Better Way, they tend to be a little nuggets. You share this, and then you share the reading, and then but maybe the videos, maybe I'll make these into videos, and then every now and then go live with one of them so people can share. Because right now we're not able to meet in Families Anonymous. We're not able to meet in certain groups in North Dakota. The numbers going up, and so I'm doing my part. And I don't know. Maybe there'll be a time where a live like this will really help individuals to share or whatever. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to say Dokshta Ake. It's our word for see you later. We have no word in Dakota language for goodbye. We just say see you later. And our journey isn't over. This relationship isn't over. So Dokshta Ake. I'll see you guys later.